Good morning, K&DMS team and family. This is Jeremy Mullet, your Assistant Principal of Instruction, and this is our Friday Community Update. Welcome back from fall break. We are so excited to get started again, and I always feel like the end of fall break is really the start of fall.
Fall?
Yeah, like the start of fall.
Trust fall.
No. Well, while we get that cleaned up, let's go into our first segment, Get Out Your Calendar. Today is the day my reading folks, all of my students who have reached their goal for independent reading, you have your ice cream party today at lunch. So as you go down to your lunch, keep an eye out for Miss Hibbard. She will be there handing out some ice cream. Way to go, big readers. Next big date is 10/27. Now this is for you families. This is our Know Your Rights training, and it's taking place in this building, but downstairs in the elementary at K&E at 10 o'clock a.m. So it is during the day from 10 to 11:30. This is specifically ways in which you can support immigrants here in Colorado. So it's Know Your Rights, learn all about the laws, the restrictions, the requirements, everything else that have to do with your rights and how you can support others in helping them know their rights as well. You can also check into this training virtually. That is also an option, and the link is here on this poster, so you can sign up and join virtually. Next up this month, we do have Halloween. It's coming up real quick. It is going to be on a Monday, not this coming Monday, but the following Monday. Keep an eye out, families, for our regulations on what students are allowed to wear, what they're allowed to bring, what they're not allowed to wear, what they're not allowed to bring, so that when you send your kipster to school that Monday on Halloween, they're definitely still within our rules. November 1st, we've also got Dia de los Muertos. Big celebration. It will be here on campus. It will be an evening celebration like we've done in the past. Really excited to have everybody back on campus to celebrate with us. So again, keep an eye out for more information there. Students and families as well, on the 17th, make sure that you bring your Chromebook. We're going to do a Chromebook audit. Make sure all of our Chromebooks are still functioning, that they're still working, they're still charging correctly. And if they're not, then this is a great time to report that and get a new Chromebook, get it filled out, get it fixed, all that sort of stuff. So families, just make sure your student is taking care of that piece of equipment. Again, it's not a student's Chromebook. They don't own it. It's on loan from the school. Students, same thing. This is a loan. It is not your Chromebook to keep forever, so please treat it as if it is a loan, because it is. A couple more dates coming up on there. Another big one is Donuts with Dads. This is on the 29th. More information will come out there, but it is in the morning. It's right before school starts from 7 to about 8 o'clock a.m. And it's a great chance to connect our dads in the community to come together and support our students in that way. I'll be bringing my kids as well, so everybody gets a chance to meet. And then the last one is really far out, but I want to get it on our calendars, and that is winter break, which for students will run from the 19th of December all the way until the 4th of January. So the 5th is actually the first day back from that break there. But I wanted to give you these dates well in advance in case you want to plan an igloo trip or some sledding or skiing or snowboarding or who knows what other fun winter activities folks can get into. So plan those vacations, plan those trips, or just plan the time to hang out at home together. But those are the dates that we're going to be having that. So with that said, that was our segment of Get Out Your Calendar. Next up, let's turn it over to our culture team with this week's segment of Culture Corner.
Happy Friday, team and family. Welcome to our Friday community meeting. Today we would like to share with you what our field trip criteria is going to be for the rest of the school year. Each quarter, each grade level has an opportunity to go on a couple field trips. What we're asking of students to be eligible to go on these field trips is that they have no more than 2 missing assignments in any given class. We ask that their classroom attendance is good and that they haven't skipped or left class without permission at least more than one time. We're asking that our students fix misbehavior quickly, and if they have repeated misbehavior with a particular teacher, that they would not be eligible to go on those field trips. And then last but not least, no suspensions.
All right, team and family, we also want to talk to you about our school uniform. So we will be tracking students who are arriving to school out of uniform. We want to work with students to ensure that you understand what our school policy is and what is appropriate to wear at school. We know that the winter season is approaching fastly, but pajama pants and slippers and outside blankets are not permitted on campus. So we want to make sure that you clearly understand you must be in a kip top throughout the school day. We are not changing that once we arrive on campus. For students who are arriving out of uniform, you will be tracked. We will have a system that we will follow with fidelity. There will be a certain part of that system where we will need to reach out to families for your support to ensure your students are meeting those basic expectations.
Happy Friday, everyone.
See
Enjoy
you
your
later.
weekend.
I honestly cannot wait for all those field trips, and I hope a lot of our students get to go on them as well. So students, make sure you know those requirements so that you are living up to our expectations and can join us on these fun trips. Next up, let's talk about some athletics. And for that, let's turn it over to Mr. G.
So what? I put root beer in the water coolers. It's basketball. Hi, this is Mr. G with KIPP Northeast Athletics. We've wrapped up the fall season. It is done, over. The volleyball teams, the A team, and our practice squad had a fantastic season. All the girls got a chance to play in a real live game. We played about 8 games this season. We went all over Denver, even hosted a couple events that were awesome to see all families, fans, teachers, and everybody else who came along to support those girls in an awesome season. Congratulations to the volleyball team. The boys soccer team made the playoffs this season, going up against K-Spa, KIPP Sunshine Peak Academy, in the first round of the playoffs. It was a 1-1 game for most of it, with K-Spa beating KNDMS 3-1 by the end. It was a great season. The boys ended with a winning record, and it was just awesome to have. We will be having our fall sports banquet coming up. Look out for messaging for that. Moving into winter sports, girls basketball tryouts have started this week. The team will be announced on Monday. The team will be finalized by Friday, but it will be announced on Monday, ready to roll for the girls basketball season. We're very excited for that as well. This has been Mr. G with KIPP Northeast Athletics. Go Mountain Lions.
Great season girls volleyball and great season boys soccer. And I know I, for one, am really excited for girls basketball to kick off. So really stoked to see who makes the team and then come see your games. Let's make sure that everybody is out supporting our athletics. Next up, we've got this week's segment of Expectation Excavation.
Expectation Excavation. Nation.
Quarter 2 is restarting our late cart tracking system, so it is all fresh. Students, if you had accrued a lot of late passes over last quarter, you have a chance to start fresh this quarter. And with that fresh start, wanted to name just a few different thresholds from last quarter. Now, last quarter, you would receive a phone call home or a text message home if you were late 3 or more times, or if you were late 10 or more times over the course of the week. This quarter, that threshold has changed. It is now 2 times that you receive a late pass, you will receive a contact home, or 5 times over the course of the week. Now, the threshold that stays the same is if you're late to the same class 3 times over a week, you're also going to receive contact home for that. Now, families, when we reach out to let you know that your student's been late to class, please have that conversation with them. It is so important that they are on time. We don't want them missing class. We want them there from the beginning all the way to the end because our teachers are planning for that lesson to go from the beginning until the end. So even missing that first 5 minutes is crucial. It's setting them up. That first 5 minutes sets them up for success in that lesson, and missing it means that they're playing catch up right from the get-go. So please have that conversation with your students. For those students that are already crushing it, which honestly is the majority of you, nice job. Keep it up. Keep getting to class on time. Keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. And I promise you, the learning is happening for you. Next thing I wanted to address is food in the classrooms. We have a very firm rule that there is no food in our classroom spaces outside of breakfast during advisory and then lunch if a teacher pulls a student up to have lunch. Now, this is especially important as we go into winter. Winter is when animals from the outside tend to come inside for a little bit of warmth. And if we're eating Takis in our classrooms or slamming chips or eating any other sort of snack and leaving crumbs, we are making our classroom space a hospitable space for mice and rats and other animals that honestly we don't want to host in our building, right? So please, families, make sure your students aren't leaving the house with a bunch of snacks. Students, please don't bring a bunch of snacks from home to eat at school. You're not that sneaky with them. I know you're like, it's in my coat pocket. They'll never know. We know your fingers turn bright red. We know what Takis look like on your fingers. So please knock it off. Snacks can happen at lunch or they can happen after school. Now, let's switch over to some student celebrations. On these next few slides are students who have earned the most Ganas in their grade levels. Congratulations, kids. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Students, have a great rest of your Friday. Families, have a great Friday as well. And I'll see you next time on the Community Update.